Hello, this is a follow-up video regarding the military expropriation of Frank Meyers' farm. About this time last month, Frank Meyers had been threatened into signing over his farmland to the Department of National Defense under duress. It was made clear by Frank both before and after he signed this document that he did not want to voluntarily sell his farm and did not want to lose his farm at all. At that time, I made a video and a blog post appealing to the military and police employees who will ultimately be responsible for executing the theft of Mr. Meyers' farm. Since that time, letters have continued to be sent to politicians and bureaucrats, petitions have been signed, and this week Frank learned from the Department of National Defense that they plan to continue with their plans to demolish his farm buildings, and that his farm buildings will be demolished as early as next Monday, January 13th. Now, an occupation is being organized to begin this Sunday, January 12th at noon at the Meyers farm on Myers Creek Road in Trenton. So I hope as many of you who can show up there will. But in the meantime, I'm going to place a call to one of those police or military employees who will be directly responsible for stealing Frank's farm. And that individual is Major Ronald Nelson of CFB Trenton. And Major Ronald Nelson is the construction engineering officer at CFB Trenton, and that means that he and his team will be the ones responsible for going on to Frank Meyers' farm and demolishing his farm building, his barns and his outbuildings next week. So as it stands right now, politicians and bureaucrats aren't responding, so let's go to the guys who are actually going to be carrying out the work that starts the process of really seeing Frank Meyers' farm stolen from his fingers. So here we go, I'm going to make the call. Extension 3321.
He's on the phone. This is Major Nelson, 8-Wing Construction Engineering Officer. So tell him please leave your name and number and I'll get back to you. If you require immediate attention, please contact the Requirements Officer at extension 3744. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon, Mr. Nelson. My name is Dean T, and I'm calling with some questions and some comments regarding the Frank Meyers situation. I understand that you and your team are going to be responsible for going on to Frank Meyers' farm next week and demolishing his farm buildings. I know you and your colleagues at CFB Trenton are very keen on building a new training facility where you can train men and women to go wage war around the world on my behalf. But I'd like you to consider a few points. First, Frank Meyers did not willingly sign over his farm to the Department of National Defense. The contract that he signed with the Department of National Defense was signed under duress while his wife was in the hospital following several years of legal battle, and he was threatened into signing the document, as stated before signing the document and after, that he does not wish to sell his farm. He hasn't seen a penny from the government, does not wish to see a penny from the government. This is not a voluntary sale. When the seller does not voluntarily agree to a sale, it's not a sale, it's a theft. And when you and your colleagues are the ones going onto the farm to seize the property and demolish and destroy Frank's personal property, you become the thieves, the aggressors, and the criminals. So this is my appeal to you and those working under you and your colleagues to cease the theft of Frank Meyers' farm, because if not, then you're not a good person and you're a party to theft and you're a criminal. Now, I know that many members of the Canadian forces have the best of intentions and wish to do nothing more than what they perceive to be serving the Canadian public. And I hope that's the case with you too. And I hope that you'll consider your actions, especially with regards to the Frank Meyers farm. And I hope we can count you as an ally in this battle. But unfortunately, if we can't count you as an ally, if you continue along the path of supporting the theft of Frank Meyers Farm, know that you will receive nothing more than my own fiercest condemnation, as I am sure you will receive the condemnation of thousands of other Canadians who do not stand for theft and will not have their tax dollars go to support the theft of private property. If you'd like to discuss this with me, feel free. My phone number is... I really hope you have a peaceful day and that you really do consider your actions going forward. Take care, Mr. Nelson. Alright, so that is a voicemail I just left on the phone of Major Ronald Nelson. He's the construction engineering officer at CFB Trenton. He and his team will be responsible for demolishing Frank Meyers farm buildings next week. I encourage you to call Major Nelson as well as your local MPs. I've also heard that it might be effective, though I doubt it, to get in contact with the Minister of Public Works. I'm posting the number for Major Nelson on the screen, and it will be in the description below on the YouTube video. It's important to condemn the actions of the men and women who will act to support the theft of Frank Meyers Farm. But at the same time, I want to let all of the police and military employees, including Major Nelson, know that should you refuse to follow the orders to support the theft of Frank Meyers Farm, I'm going to be the first person out there with my arms wide open to support you and thank you and give you all the support I can for standing up courageously against this criminal act. So, yes, I'm going to condemn you with my full might should you continue on your path of theft. But you have no greater friend than me should you refuse.